So today you're going to get a foundational video. This is one of my foundational beliefs, and what we're going to talk about is single moms. Now, we're not going to talk just about single moms. We're going to talk about the people around the single mom that you have to deal with, the whole ecosystem, the single mom universe. You know how they got like the Marvel universe? You got the single mom universe. When you deal with a single mom, you're going to have to deal with multiple people and multiple personalities. And that is what we are going to go over today. I replied to a comment and noticed that I may have said this concept in some videos, but I haven't actually made a dedicated video to it. So that's what we're about to get into. Put a like on the vid. We're going to go person by person or category by category. So let's get into it. Now, the first person that you have to deal with is the woman. I don't want to spend too much time on the woman. We're just going to say that, listen, you have done your due diligence and all that. You decided to get into a relationship with her, et cetera, et cetera. There are going to be good times. There are going to be bad times. But this is the thing. She is one person and she has a personality that you have to deal with, that you have to manage, that you have to react to, all of that stuff. So all over this channel, even in your life, even the people around you, as far as their lives, as far as the guys, just guys all around the planet. There are certain things universally that we have to deal with women. Got 8,000 videos about that, so we don't have to go deep on that. But this is one person whose personality you will have to deal with, you will have to manage, regardless. That's what you're signing up for when you get into a relationship. So let's get that out the way. That's universally with all women. Even if she's the greatest, you're still gonna have to deal with her personality, even if that's a good thing. That's just one personality you have to deal with. Now, when we get past that, and this is universal, I'm gonna go over all the universals. After you get through that, you have to deal with the woman's family, but mainly the mom and the dad. Those are the main two personalities you're going to have to deal with, possibly a grandma, grandpa, possibly brothers and sisters. When it comes to a relationship, the brothers and sisters shouldn't play that big of a part in your relationship unless y'all get married or something like that. But listen, it's possible, but we are going to limit it mainly to the mother and father. We're going to limit it mainly to those two. Because, there could be a crackhead brother that she got or something like that or whatever. The uncle and all that stuff, that really don't matter too much. The people who, when it comes down to it, if you have to answer for anything going on with their daughter and stuff like that, it's going to be the parents. So when it comes to the parents, you're going to have to deal with the mom's personality. She could be, this is the thing about it. When you start dealing with the woman, you begin to learn the woman. When you get to know the woman, even if you like her, the mom, you could end up not liking her. And that's the thing about all these personalities. It's wild cards, it's variables. So no matter what, there's going to be a risk of, whatever you're going to have to deal with as far as a mom. She could be good, she could be bad, whatever. It's a necessary, you're just going to deal with that. You have to deal with that if you're going to be with a woman, period, point blank. Same thing with the dad. You could get one of those weird, let me talk to you in the back, you put your hands on my daughter, I'm gonna shoot you ass motherfuckers. The whole, let me take a shotgun and take a picture with you before you go to prom ass dads. Even though you 30 something or 20 something, whatever you is, man, it could be a weird motherfucker like that. And it's one thing to deal with that first interaction, but you're going to have interactions here and there or everywhere, if you were dealing with this woman. And even then, this is the thing about that. When it comes to the family, that could actually be avoided. That's kind of optional. There are people who have been in relationships with chicks for years and have never met their parents or nothing. Now, if you decide to get married, that's a whole different ball game. But yeah, it's possible to completely avoid any interaction with the family in a relationship. It's completely imagine they don't even live in the same state as y'all. That's a whole different situation, but whatever. So that's a second, set of personalities that you will have to deal with depending on how far y'all go. But even then, that's kind of optional, right? Now, those are the default sets of personalities that you have to deal with when you mess with almost any woman seriously. And again, I mentioned that the family is kind of optional depending on how far y'all go. When we get past that, now we get to single moms. Now we get to single moms. Because with any woman, the other stuff that I mentioned is present. Single moms have a different level of baggage. The first thing we're going to talk about as far as the next set of personalities that you have to deal with would be the kids. Now, with this, I'm going to break it down a few ways. If you have a baby, like if she has a baby or a toddler that she's dealing with, you might not want to deal with that. But, the truth is at that point, if you step in at that point, the child is moldable to some degree, and it'll depend on if the baby dad is in their life or not. That's something we're going to get to later. Spoiler alert. But when you have kids like that, it's possible for you to show up and be the authority figure in their life because you are what they know, even though, you got the stuff where, oh man, she might stop you from disciplining the kids and et cetera, and stuff like that. But that's a different situation. We're talking about one child right now. If the child is 7 to like 12, possibly just 11, but 7 to 12, that's going to be a little different because this person has grown up, however they grew up without a father or with a father. But, now you can have full conversations with this fully cognizant, kid, and they may accept you or not. When we get to ages like, we could just skip 13, we could just go 14 to 18. Yuck. They don't give a fuck, bruh. The 7-year-old and stuff like that, there's hope. There's no hope with a 14 to 18-year-old. There's no hope. That's when parents start having like the real problems with their kids and stuff like that. And guess what? You stepped in right at the right time to deal with those problems right along with her with no authority or nothing. Now listen, I done told y'all I have a career messing with cougars and stuff like that. And even then, some of y'all might be older. The nastiest is kids that are fucking grown. Yuck. I'm not even about to go into that, man. I don't want to have no conversation with a grown ass man whose fucking mom I'm banging. I don't want to have, like, bro, that just the thought of that disgusts me. And even if it's not a grown man, if it's a grown woman, it's still like, get the fuck out of here. Now, this is the other part. Right? How many kids? That is very important, along with everything that I just said. If she has one kid, that's one personality that you have to deal with. I'm not even going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, listen, if she has 5 kids, that is an absolute nightmare of personalities to deal with, to get to know. Oh man, 2 kids is cool with you being there. 3 of them is like, man, get the fuck out of here. One of them is old as fuck and he want to box you in the front yard and stuff. And let's just cut to that right now. There's one thing when you're having conflict with a 6-year-old. It's a completely different ball game having conflict with a 22-year-old or a 19-year-old. I've heard stories of guys putting their stepdad on their ass, multiple. And it's like the audacity What dude is going to sign up to potentially deal with that? And even then, I've heard guys who have daughters, multiple stepdaughters, and the stepdaughters be having the craziest mouse, and he can't do nothing. And guess what? If the mom goes and backs the kids and they crazy mouth, like what you, three personalities against you, two, three, however many it is. Everybody knows that if you are a parent, teenage girls are like the worst to deal with. That's what I've heard. I don't know. I've never raised no kids, but that is just a popular narrative. Now, that is the first layer of where the problem comes as far as dealing with a single mom. And the last layer of personalities that you will have to deal with is baby dads. So we're going to do it the same way as the last one. The first thing is we're going to deal with one. So there's a chance, that being that she has a kid, that he won't even be present. He won't even be in the picture. He could even possibly be dead. Like, just something like that. So there's a possibility that you won't have to deal with him. Now, let's say that he does exist. This is another personality that you'll have to deal with. And I'm not even going to go into the nuance. It's going to boil down to two things as far as this personality you got to deal with. You ready? It's going to boil down to number one, when you deal with him, is he a cool guy or is he a dickhead? Is he a cool guy or is he a dickhead? Now, the second thing is his relationship with his baby mom. Is he putting her through turmoil? Are they indifferent to each other? Or are they really buddy and they just still, everything is still cool? And, sometimes they go and get coffee and, they go school shopping together and they might catch a movie. He's fucking your girl. He's fucking his baby mom. And regardless, I don't care even if he hates her, like whatever, you have to deal with a guy that nutted inside the woman you love and she carried a child or children for him. Like this guy is always going to be around as long as you're like, it's one thing. You see how much we talk about body count and shit, right? So as a guy, I don't have to explain to you how much that type of shit weighs on a guy's shoulders as far as his woman. It's just, in my opinion, it's just nasty to have to look at and deal with a guy that fucked your girl for the whole time you fucking with your girl. Like, she calling this motherfucker, like, it's just, you could say, oh, you insecure. Like, listen, I don't give a fuck if she never fucked the dude. Like, the whole time that we together, I don't care if she indifferent to the dude. It's just fucking disgusting to have to just, this guy is in the ecosystem of anything I got going on. Why would I deal with that when I could just get a chick that doesn't have kids? Even then, if your girl and this guy are getting in crazy heated arguments, what do you look like stepping in and be like, hey man, you gonna stop talking to my girl like that about your son? Shit, you messing up my household, didn't you? This nigga done motherfucking busted all types of nuts in your girl mouth. Like, come on, man. What is it like, bro? It's just goofy shit to me. I'm not gonna lie, bro. But we gotta keep going. So we gotta spin the block. We gotta spin the block on if he's a dickhead or he's a cool guy. If he's a cool guy, that's great. That's ideal. If he's not a cool guy, then you have to ask, okay, is this guy a weenie? Or is he Super Thug 5000 or tough guy 1 million, which is a law-abiding citizen that's not a thug but is willing to fight and just always trying to be in some type of scuffle or something. So with that being said, if it's that guy, now you gotta fight for your baby mom's honor in the front yard. Now you gotta start stepping out with the pistol and stuff like that when he come to pick up the kid and stuff like that. Now we get to the last part of this layer with the personality. What if, and this is a big what if, she has 2 baby dads? Whoa. What if she has 3 baby dads? Whoa. What if she has 5? What if she has 5 baby dads? That is 5 potential personalities that you will have to deal with. And then it's a whole roulette of, okay, is the first guy a dickhead? Is the second guy a dickhead? Like, what's going on? What's going on? Like, just imagine that. She got 3 baby dads, and you could, one of them is a killer. And he just got out. Like, come on, man. Just imagine that. Even better, imagine she got 3 baby dads. 4. We'll just throw the number 4 out there. 4 baby dads, all of them criminals. All of them criminals. We could just even throw out a number. Like 2 of them are incarcerated and the other 2 out here boogie woogie and they getting down in the streets, man. They doing their thing, man. And you got to deal with all these motherfuckers to some extent. Now, even though I didn't lay this out at the beginning, this is the perspective that I want you to have about everything that I just said. Especially if you're a woman and you listen to this and you got any type of single mom situation. You got to understand, as a man, when we deal with you, we are stepping into this situation completely blind. We are stepping into a situation completely blind when we begin to deal with you and begin to consider taking you serious. So to speak again directly to the guys, you're coming into these situations blind. So you may be having sex with a chick, you may be dating a chick or whatever. Depending on how you met her, if you met her in public, you have to ask if she has kids. If you've seen her on Facebook or something like that, you know she has kids. This is something that I say all the time in real life. I say that women are masters, absolute grand wizards at hiding their baby dads. They do an amazing job of hiding their baby dads from social media and just not popping out with them anywhere, anything like that, you know. So with that being said, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to know who her baby dads are or if like just anything about that. You're not going to know who they are. And you could ask some questions. You could figure some things out. But even then, regardless what you ask, if you move forward, you could ask as many questions as you want. You don't know how he's going to act when he meets you. You don't know how the kids are going to receive you. You don't know if her kids is motherfucking JJC All-Stars. They just, bruh, they go into the fucking kiddie prison all the time. You don't know that. If you don't put in the time to figure out, you don't know that. And even then, she might hide that from you. She might hide that from the world. Who knows? Like, so it's a lot of stuff when you hear, oh yeah, I got kids or anything like that. We not even getting into like all the responsibilities and the money that you're gonna have to deal out and all of that. We talking about strictly dealing with the personalities. You stepping into that household and not being the authority figure that you should be. And even then, you got to deal with that from the kid or the kids, then the mom, is not reinforcing your authority and stuff. So you gotta defer to her, and then it's just a whole bunch of madness. But then you gotta deal with the baby dads. Come on, man. I'm trying, bruh. If because I can't speak for too many white people and white situated, bruh. It's videos all over the internet of black men dealing with aggressive, ridiculous baby dads. You got the one guy who got out of jail and he stood on a bed and told dude to get all his shit out of there and stuff like that. You know, XYZ, XYZ. I got a video on my channel that everybody said was fake, but stuff like that happens all the time. Of two dudes in a barber shop, and the one is really tweaking because the one took, you know, the baby dad's son to get a haircut. I seen a video of two dudes in the street, and one of them was the what you call it, the stepdad. He had a gun, he had a pistol, and then you know the one dude was just yelling in the street all the time. I'm gonna give you one that's way worse. I'm gonna give you the worst one I seen. One of the worst ones I seen. A son that is clearly in his 20s or early 30s is beating the brakes off a helpless old dude. He gotta be like 60 something, if not 60 something, mid 50s. Out of shape old dude. He looked like he couldn't sprint nowhere. This other dude is a big brolic, like just the son, he's a big brolic, just swole dude. And he is beating the brakes off of this cat in the front yard because his mom said, yo, Otis put his hands on me. So, you know, baby boy came out, beat the snot out of him. Now, if he put his hands on a woman, he shouldn't have did that. But if she just cried wolf and got her son to whoop on dude, like that's crazy. So listen, if you're a fella, you get the point. You're going to have to deal with multiple personalities if you step into this relationship. Regardless, you're going to have to deal with a woman's family. But if you're dealing with a single mom, it's way heavier. And that's just when we strictly talking about personalities. You got to deal with the kids and the baby dads. And with a single woman, you just don't have to deal with that at all. You don't even have to anticipate anything. Bruh, if you got an ex that's stalking you, that's a whole different, bruh. Go get a restraining order and a big ass pistol that you put it in your Michael Kors purse. And even then, that's not a likely situation with most chicks. It's just not. So with that being said, we done for today, man. Let me know your thoughts. If you're new here, subscribe. I drop videos damn near every day. I'll catch y'all, man.